Hello and welcome back to our channel where we speak all about future technical analysis, the psychology part, which I have amazing psychology videos that are coming up and we'll be sharing with you on this channel. Let me know if there is anything specific you guys want me to analyze or anything specific you want me to cover. Today, actually, I want to start first with a quick analysis on one of the live tradings that I was doing today as I was recording. And I want to share that with you before we will start analyzing the live cattles, which is ticker LE. Okay, so I was today trading on the NQ, and you guys will be able to see on this live trade, I actually entered here, and here I wanted to scale in more, but I didn't. And this trade was not good. I knew it will move higher, but it was not good because it's right here. When it tested this zone of 15 minutes, it actually went down and I entered long in this zone, which I was supposed to go short. I didn't. I recognized this after the fact and I made sure that I noticed that for my future actions that I will be doing. Okay. Also, you can see here that basically a bit right after that, it's tested the, the VWAP here on the RSI, and it's rejected very well. So I was supposed to go short. Instead, I went long in this area, but no big deal. Still was a fairly profitable day for today. And I knew, you will see on the video that I mentioned, that it will go up here and then another target I had here. I entered only with 2 lots. That's why I wanted to enter here with 2 more lots, so my average entry will be in the middle. I didn't do that, so I didn't hold the trade long. Entry will be when it came to break even. I exited and I basically walked away. Was not good trade at all. Risk to reward wise, horrible, and worked out as my plan, but not really to my desired outcome. So I just exited right away. So now let's analyze the LE. Which is my first time analyzing that. So I want to go first to the resource. As you guys know, we have the resource for us figuring out if we will be receiving, you know, physical delivery, or it will be cash delivery. LE. Okay, so we look for that. LE, actually there is a lot of LE, so we just want to quickly look for that. So we just find that within this link, schwab.com future dash market. Okay, so right there is LE. We get physical delivery. So you do definitely want to make sure that you exit that on time. Otherwise, you will get some cuddles at your doorstep, knocking on your doors with a delivery. Again, unless you are a farm or some type of a restaurant business that need that, I don't know if it will be, the best one to hold. So right now we are starting with a monthly because we want first to look for the trend lines. Okay, so it might be from the up or down. However, here now it will be if we're looking from an uptrend trend line, it will be more from here. Let's say an example to here, this area. Okay, something along those lines, and this is our uptrend. And on the downtrend, okay, because we are at a very massive move as an increase, right? So there is no trend lines that you want to have. Let's say an example like this. Okay, it's not going to be very beneficial. It's way too sharp. So we don't want to do that, even though, funny enough, it seems to work very nicely. Okay, so we can keep that, because again, if we look at it from a, like, closing the chart, it's look very steep. But if we go in a bit to the closer period, so we can see that it's actually being respected very well. Then once we have that, we can go right away and highlight the 50% Fibonacci, and we can see that it's been respected very well. Once it's broke above, it's actually went sharp move to the high. Right here you can see that it was great confirmation to enter 2 times, because it's basically tested this one high with the trend line. So great confirmation to go higher. Okay, so right there we have already 2 things that we analyze: the 50% Fibonacci, the 2 trend lines that we put from up and down. Okay, and then we look for zones. In theory, we have here a zone that will go long, so that's monthly, and there is another one monthly here, so that's good too. However, it's already been tested, so we just will highlight that monthly. Okay, and just to show, okay, on how to do those templates, because I remember at the beginning days when I just started, I was thinking, how do I do the zone? So what I was doing, I would go, let's say an example here, just as an example. Okay, and then I would start marking it. Okay, so I would go here, and then I will go to text, and then I will write monthly, and then I would do, oh wait, color is right. Okay, great. So I go and I do that. Also, I used to go to style and change if I want 25 or what exactly I want. Okay, also I had black background at the time. So how you want to do that? Okay, I will just do as an example, let's say 550, just an example zone, because I believe I don't have a template for 550. Okay, I don't. I had those ones, this one for options or stocks, and this one for futures. Okay, so let's say an example, this is 550. Okay, so how you would do, you would mark the zone. Okay, and then you would go here to template, save as, and then we don't have this template as of yet, so we will do 550 minutes. Okay, and then we'll do save. Now it's green. However, what happened, we forgot to put 550 minutes right here. That's the context, I mean the text inside. So then, because we already have that saved, okay, so no, not apply the default. We have that save as, and then we go to 550. We already have that, so we will mark on that, and now it will replace the first one, which had no text. So now we will have that as text. So if we go to a new zone, okay, a new zone, template 550, boom, we have that. Now we don't really need that, okay, because we don't use that often, so we will delete that, and it's not going to be in our templates anymore. Okay, so that's for you. What you want to do is basically go through all the time frames that you are using, which for me, I'm using monthly, weekly, daily, 12 hours, which is half of 24. Okay, 6 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour, 690, which is half of the day of the markets for futures, NASDAQ, ES, and many others that are related to futures. Okay, the YM, the DJI, CL, many of them. Okay, so that's why I'm using that often, and I have that marked here. You can go to 550, start it, and then it will go to your favorites and it will go to its place. Okay, so now we basically will start to look for other zones. And by the way, make sure that you don't have the BADJ turned on. You can see it's actually taking all the gaps that are relevant out. Some of them are not because it's actual bumps in the prices, but this is changes in contracts, so they have certain gaps. Okay, so for monthly, we will go. One moment. Okay, so for monthly, we will go to number one. See, we have no zones. We have no zones. We go to weekly. Weekly, we are checking. No, we have here one weekly that is fairly very good. So we will highlight that. Okay. So we have that as weekly. And we will go right away. Boom, weekly. Amazing. We have that one. This one, not so much because the VIC is very high. So no. Okay. Then we go to daily, which also just FYI, this weekly it's fairly high, but I'm still highlighting that because it might get there. Whenever it get there, we have that zone, so it's not like we will look for it all the time. And then we will put an alert as well, so when it will get to that area, we will not need to always watch it. It's the alert will give us the notification. This daily, overall I like it, okay, but it's not the most ideal one. Even though we definitely will want to look at that. It's why it's not ideal one, because this candle didn't close by the low. However, it's still a good one. So we will highlight that daily, and we have that to the bottom. Okay, 12 hours. Similar. Now, what you guys saw me also do, it's check the amount of hours this market is open. So this market is open from 8:30 a.m. to 1:05 p.m. So if we do the math quickly, let me just do the math. So it's from 8:30 to 9, it's 30 minutes. And then an additional 5 minutes. So from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. is basically 10, 11, 12, 13. It's 4 hours and 35 minutes. Okay, 4 hours and 35 minutes. So we are having 120, 240, 240, 275 divide by 2. So we are basically looking at 132.5. So 132.5, we will not really use that, okay, because we cannot highlight half minutes on the chart. When you go 132.5, it's not gonna be applicable. So we're just not gonna look and highlight half sessions of that. Okay, so then we're looking at 6 hours, the same, 4 hours. We have 4 hours right there. We don't have any up like up type of supplies. We'll look. So we have here also this one. Okay, and this is 2 hours. So we will put here 2 hours. Okay, and we want to make that red. Okay, why I want to do it? Because we want to scale. Okay, we want to scale. We want to make sure that we are scalable into that. Now, also, if you guys recall, it's basically how much it is. It's $10 a tick, which is 25 cents. No, actually, it's 0.25 a tick. Okay, which basically brings us to $400 a point. Okay, so basically, from the beginning, no, from here, basically $1 will make us 400 dollars. Okay, $1 will make us $400. So we want to make sure that we do this accordingly with a risk to reward management, with a risk tolerance. So if you're okay with $100, $1,000, $10,000, it doesn't matter. You want to make sure that you put that into consideration as to how many lots you are entering. Why I say it doesn't matter, because really you can unless you are confident with your trading analysis and system, you want to make sure that your risk to reward management and works within your comfort zone, so then you don't blow out accounts very fast. Okay, now let's continue here. So we're at 1 hour. We don't have here 1 hour within here. We have here 1 hour, but it's not very good for us. Then we go to 90 minutes. This one is also 90 minutes, which is very good. Okay, because it's closed right by the low. That's good. This one, we don't want to highlight that. Very big wick. Okay, this one, we need to see this one. So we have that one. Okay, there is a very big gap. So we have that one. And when it will get to this gap, it's giving us another confirmation that we have a chance that it will go higher. Okay, so we have here, it's 90 minutes, sorry. 90 minutes. Boom. That's good. 45 minutes. Let me see what we have here. We have that also as 45. Okay. We have that as 45. We have here as 45, but we will not enter at this, even though it can trigger from here. So just to keep that in mind, it can trigger from here. Like I had another trade that you probably saw on the channel. I didn't highlight that, and then it's triggered earlier, the move. I remember exactly on which instrument it was, but it's triggered, and basically the entire move happened before it's filled us in and went into the right direction. So we want to highlight that just for context. Which what we can do, we can make that as an alert as well. Don't forget that basically open-ended alert, this if you have a premium package. Okay, but if you don't, you have a limit amount of time that you can put the most amount of time, and that's it. So we will do it. Okay, so we'll do that. Okay, create. Most likely it will get there earlier. However, I had many alerts that I set up on analysis videos that I did, but I forgot to put the timing of the alert out for as much as possible. And basically it's gave me 1 month. I think it's giving me 1 month time, and sometimes it takes longer than this 1 month. So it's better that you highlight for as much as possible, so it works out better for you. Okay, so we have that 45. Then we have here 30 minutes. So we have this as 90 minutes, 45 minutes, 30 minutes, and I would think 15 minutes as well. So we have that in many. And we have here also 30 minutes, but that's not so good for us. We have this as, sorry, 15 minutes right here. So this we have as a 15 minutes right there. So we have that as 15 minutes. Let's just put that. So this in terms of location is not the greatest. So I will not even put an alert on that. This is a good enough alert. It's at the pivot high before we move lower. And it's at 45. The one thing that, I don't like that this move not very big. And then the continuation, it's good. However, this VIC is very high. So, we just keep it the way it is. But this one candle, 45 minutes, it's basically $2.50 or something like that. What is it? It's $2.20. But if you look, it's had a whole move of $4.20. So basically it came down and then went up by $2. So basically we have those ones. On the bottom ones, that's the only one that I can see here right now. Okay. And so that's the only one that I can see. What I would do here, I would try to see. So you can see actually what happened. Many times, what is very important to check is from the low to the high before a drop direction. So you can see it's been respecting the 50% Fibonacci very well. Okay, so this is an important area to watch. So when you have here, let's say an example, an entry, you have already two confirmations. This one, that's the second one, that it's on the low of the 50%. And then we want to look here as to what's happening. We also will want to look at the daily of that. So you can see it's rejected of the 100 moving averages. So we want to see that the 200 moving averages, it's in that zone. So you basically have already three confirmations. Now you can see from here actually how it's moved down, and today had a larger move, the RSI. Okay, so that's very good. And once it gets to this area, you want to make sure that it's on the bottom of the other side of the 50 to 30 RSI, and then you can comfortably go in this trade with basically 4 or 5 confirmations right there only on this one chart. So it's very, very powerful, okay, to understand that. Why we go on daily on moving averages? Because it's, let's say, 50-day moving averages, 20-day moving averages, 200, 100, okay, each color. And how you can determine that is basically go and you can change the colors very easily. I can do it also blue, I can do it yellow, whatever you feel comfortable. Okay, so we go on daily because it's based on day moving averages, so it's easier to read. When you go on lower time frames, you can see that it's not really showing you the exact amount, and it's pretty much broken lines, so it's easier to read it on a daily. Okay, Yeah, and basically once it comes to this area, I will want to see the VWAP coming, the red line coming towards the oversold line on the RSI, and being ready to basically surpass it. If it does something like this, which is basically touching it and rejecting, okay, it's not very good for us. But then you can see it's broke above very high, and basically got rejected of the 50% in between those ones, which is the 30, the number of 50 on the chart here. Okay, so do look at that. It's very important, and figure out how you can manage your risk tolerance on that. Okay, so what I will do, I will put here, okay, an alert as well, and okay, I will put the alert here, and basically those are the 4 or 5 things that we have as for a trade at the moment. Okay, would be great if you can do your own analysis, figure out what's the level of entry that you will feel comfortable going in, and taking profits, exiting, and everything. Okay, this zone right here is basically 2 cents, right? It's basically 2 cents. You have there basically what it is, 8 ticks, I would believe. Right, let me see. Wait, no, it's 8 ticks exactly. So basically 8 ticks is like $80 for you, right there, and then you can manage your risk accordingly. So you can go with 1 lot, 2 lots, 5 lots, whatever it is that you feel comfortable, and from there basically you figure out your take profits, okay, and your stop loss. If I have to do it, I will tell you what would be more or less my plan on that. Okay, so basically I would have, again, it's also depends on what's happening in real time. Okay, but I would look at let's say entering somewhere here. Okay, and I will look to enter most likely with 2 lots. Okay, so my first lot, my first take profit will be within that area. Reason for that is because you can see those wicks basically being tested again. Okay, you can see that as a support and resistance, and those two. Okay, which actually I forgot to put key levels, so we'll do that very quickly right now. So we need to put key levels. So how we do, we zoom out as much as we can. We look at it daily. We take out this, what you call this, moving averages, so it's easier to read the price action of the chart. Okay, and what we look at, we don't want to look at all those low prices because it's not relevant for us. Unless you want to practice, that's what I used to do. I had like 20 or something like that lines at the beginning, just to practice, find those key levels. But most important, it's around this price action and your plan. Okay, so more or less there is one right here that we can see. Okay, so you can see this week, that week, this week, that week. Okay, so you can look here. So basically, right there, right? So basically 1, and then all of those ones, all of this one, and then when it's broke below, you can see this red candle, very aggressive. It's retested, couldn't break above. I mean, it's maybe broke above by a bit, but it's trapping longs or shorts. So the short ones here will get trapped, thinking it will go long. They will exit, and then it will go short. And some people will go long. It will show them as if it's about to go up, and yet it's not breaking, and then it will go all the way down. A lot of money that is being lost over there. And most people will not hold so many days, which is pretty much months from here, right? November, to basically go all the way higher, or to break even again in July. So basically you have November, December, July, 2-3 months that you have to wait for break even. And even then you don't have a risk to reward of 1-to-1 even, I would say, right? And we can definitely check on that. So let's an example. You had to go long here. Okay, so you don't even have 1-to-1. Okay, so that's the why it's so important to make sure that you have your risk tolerance. Like I know one trader that and many traders are like that, especially with Bitcoin. What they would do, they would enter, and then it will go against their direction, and they're like, who cares, I will just hold it for quite some time. They hold it, they lose like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, and then it goes positive 1,000. They're like, here, you see, I made $1,000. But what are you talking about? Right? You could have exit when it's at your risk tolerance of, let's say, $100. It will go down to that $5,000 mark that you lost. You enter there because of your plan, and then you made $6,000, $7,000. So why hold it all this time to lose 5,000? So then you win $1,000. Not worth it. Okay, so that's why it's important to have your risk calculated accordingly. Okay, so let's go here. You can see that the line, it's one moment, let me guide. Okay, right there. So the line, it's need to be fixed because it was on a monthly, so we fix it per the daily. Very good. So we have this one key level. And then let's see if we have, okay, so that's at all times high pretty much right now. So we'll go to daily. Let's see if we can have a trend line. We don't really have a trend line. So we can consider this as a trend line, but it's not really as a trend line for us. So we might want to be careful from that. This one, we can mark 50% Fibonacci on that. Right here, 50% Fib. Okay, and then we can delete that one. And I just want to see, based on this one, what we are having here. This one, it's also fairly healthy Fibonacci, as you can see, based on this two trend lines. But the question is if I want to hold it. In a way, my tech profits is right at that 50% Fibonacci. So if you look at that, you can see that. I can keep that there for now, no problem. No problem. So now let's have another trend, support and resistance. I mean, yeah, support and resistance key level in this area. Boom, boom, boom. So this is another great support and resistance key level, and you can see it goes between levels to levels. So yes, we definitely can keep that. So now what we might see, a little rally, test here, and go very sharp down. Now, this is something that you want to take into consideration with your risk management, that it's because we can see multiple of times that it comes from this one level to this level and sometimes break above and continues, and then consolidation balanced to imbalanced movements, and then basically goes plays back and forth. So it's important to understand that your risk here needs to be calculated very well out. Okay, otherwise can be very risky. Okay, so make sure that you look at that. Why? Because if anything, you want to see if you have an entry here and it doesn't work, if you want to have an entry in this area. Okay, so it's something to definitely consider, look at it, and figure out. Okay, that would be more or less my plan. Basically, after I take here one lot, I want to see what will happen with price action, movement, volume, and RSI, everything, and then either I will hold the other one to the 50% Fibonacci or this level of support and resistance, or I will just exit the two lots here if I don't like price action movement after that. Okay, also you can see risk to reward is over 2.8, 2.8 risk to reward, so it's more than 2.5. That's what we want to see. And basically if it moves higher with that probability, then overall trade will be greater than 2.5, a lot greater. So that will be great. Unless what we will do is basically we'll have this one entry here and one entry somewhere at the 50% of the zone. Okay, so then our average price will be lower, and basically we will have higher risk to reward overall for the trade, even if we take the two lots here. Okay, it's important to understand that. So yeah, that's pretty much it on this one. If you have any questions, any comments, any compliments, any feedback, anything, more than welcome to read your comments. And also, we are looking to start to do live trading, so you guys can actually see those trades in real time, so you can benefit from that in real time as well. What we will need for that, it's actually to get to 100 subscribers. So if you can help us with that, will be great. And then that way, whenever we have those live trades, you will be able to capitalize from that as well. I want to make sure that we're being as transparent as possible, showing you all of our confirmations, showing you all of our profits, all of our losses, our setups, everything that is possible to show you, so you will be able to capitalize on that as well. I don't have an interest to sell programs or to sell some type of like information type. What I prefer is really teach what I'm learning from my mentor, which one of my mentors was Bob Proctor, and I learned how to grow a business to over 8 figures, and in less than 2 years, and been very successful at that. And now I got an amazing mentor in the stock markets, and the stuff that he taught me and really teaching me still, we are great friends, and I'm his mentee. So I learned amazing things, and I said to him also, I'm going to teach whoever possible, which I know through social media, and like this I will be able to teach a lot more people than doing one-on-one, which that's something that I'm really encouraging myself to do. It's out of my comfort zone. I'm not a YouTuber, I'm not a social media type of guy, but here I'm doing it just so I can show with you. I'm learning myself as well from my mistakes, my hiccups, like here today, right? That I told myself, if I just listen to my analysis and entered here, my average will be lower, then my trade will be so much more profitable. I would hold that a lot more. I can even exit one-to-one risk to reward and let the other two run and develop, which up until now it could be open, and I would be very profitable. I didn't do that. No big deal. That's one of the things that I will talk to you about. It's basically the confirmations, the comfort around the trading, and then the psychology part of it, because it is a psychology game. I'm literally speaking with another person that I'm working with, and he's looking at it, he's like, wow, how you're not going crazy. It's like it's playing with your mind. It's like going up down, and you're so confident in what you do. It's like you're knowing what the future will show us. So it's not really only knowing what the future will show us. It's number one, screen time. Number two, understanding the confirmations as to why to enter, when to enter, and how sizable to enter or not to enter. Okay, and how to recoup your losses if you have them, and also patience. It's very, very important. Okay, so we'll talk about a lot of things, but the more things you guys will let me know that you want me to cover, the easier it will be for me to make sure that I deliver for you content that is to your liking, to your expectation, to fill your expectation. It will be great. Okay, so again, thank you for watching. My name is Avi Aronov, and I'm here to share with you anything I can. Thank you, and see you in the next one.